Welcome back to Theresa's Den. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And I had a very weird day today. But before I get into that, like I always do, if you are new here, hello. My name is Theresa and I have an awful fucking mouth. I use fuck as a comma. And if you're not into that, which is totally fine, there are a bunch of other YouTubers out there that you can watch. So feel free to watch one of them. Usually this is the part of the video where I'll just kind of share whatever couple minutes of what I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And if you're not into that, I'll leave a time code here where you can actually just jump straight to the swatches and the overall review of the palette. Guys, I don't know why, but I feel like the past 2 weeks, every crazy fucking person has come out under the rock that they've been living and decided to flood the New York City subway. And I've had a lot of winners, and I feel like this guy is in the category all by himself. I take 2 trains to get to and from work. On the second train, which is the last train that I have to take, I noticed that this is on my commute home, by the way. I noticed it's pretty empty. It's quite nice. Love it. Nobody in the train, except for me and maybe a handful of other people that really regret not taking summer vacation. So I'm on the train, I'm listening to music, playing Candy Crush, living my best life like I always do every goddamn night. I noticed that there was a guy and he was sitting like further down the car, but he kept like looking over at me. Like he would just like kind of just like look in my general direction. So I didn't know if he was looking at me or if he was like trying to see in the next car. I didn't know. I shouldn't be so narcissistic thinking that he wants to sit next to me, but whatever. After about a stop or two, this guy gets up. Mind you, now where I'm sitting, there's 3 seats that are open and then there are 2 seats. So I'm sitting on the one seat and next to me is completely open. I actually have my bag there. This guy comes over and says,
"May I sit there?"
Meaning where my bag is. The train, I wouldn't say it's like very empty, but it's practically empty considering it's rush hour. I literally looked at him. I looked at all the other seats that were open. I said, "You want to sit here?" He goes,
"Yes, if you don't mind, I would really love to sit there."
Sure. So I move my bag, I swivel out, and now I could have gotten up, but I always feel bad, and this is so stupid of me, but I always feel, I don't want to make someone feel bad, like if someone's gonna sit next to you and then you automatically get up because you're annoyed. Like I always think that that's what they're thinking. So I was like, fuck it, I guess me and this dude are gonna sit here for the rest of the way home. So he's sitting there, he had like a messenger bag and he was kind of like rifling through some stuff and whatever. I was just like shaking my head thinking like, this guy's a fucking, you know, that's weird. Think of it as like if you're in an empty movie theater and that person just decides to sit right next to you or right behind you or right in front of you and you're just like, there are 1,000,001 other fucking seats, asshole. Like, why do you have to sit next to me? But whatever. I have my phone like this. So he actually taps his finger on my wrist and I turn and take my headphone out and I go, "Yes?" He goes,
"Do you know what time it is?"
Obviously, I have my phone in front of my face. So I said, "Yeah, it's about 5:45. He's like,
"Oh, thank you so much, thank you so much."
So yeah, no problem, don't worry about it. So before I could put my headphone in, he goes,
"I left my phone at home."
So okay. I said, "Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us." I put my headphone back in, and then he taps me again. He goes,
It's like, "Yeah, I left it home. Can you believe that? I left it at home."
I'm like, "It happens." I'm like, "It's not the end of the world." I'm like, "It's actually kind of a good thing. No one can call you. No one can bother you. It's pretty good. I wouldn't mind that." That was like my weird joke, my weird dad joke to tell. I didn't know what to say. So whatever, I put my headphone back in. So then I notice he's kind of digging around in his pockets, like, because I feel his like elbows hitting into the side of me. And like, he's like taking out stuff and he's just doing this. And like going back into his pockets and just going. So now like I literally like turn my whole body and I just look at him like, what the fuck are you doing? What he was doing was he was going into his pockets and eating the pocket fuzz. He literally was digging his hand in his pocket, fuzz, and ate it like a goblin. And you know what the funny part is? This is not the first time I've actually seen this on the subway. This is the second time. The first time was actually a homeless person doing it, which was very sad. This dude was not homeless. He didn't look homeless to me. I literally just like watched him and he looked up at me and he smiled, like literally like mid-chew, like, and I was just like, okay. Got up and I went to the door. I still had 2 stops and I just stood there. I had a feeling that he was probably gonna ask me if I wanted some. And knowing me, I probably would have said yes. Because I don't know how to say no. And this is one of the many reasons why you should never come to New York City. So I've already reviewed Armed and Gorgeous palette and the Dark Magic palette. If you haven't seen those reviews, I will link them above, so feel free to check them out. Please note, in the Dark Magic review, I actually talk about my experience with swatching the palettes at Ulta and the whole kind of conspiracy theory about the Becca lawsuit and the repressing issue and all that kinds of other shit. So I'm not going to repeat it here because there's no sense in it. Just watch one of those fucking videos. I wasn't super excited about this palette because I feel like I've owned a lot of these shades, and out of the whole vault, the only ones that really interest me were Dark Magic and Armed and Gorgeous. You know, while it's a very beautiful palette, it just, yeah, it didn't really speak to me that much. I feel like I had a lot of issues with the darker colors in general. So Siren, Mugshot, Framed in Secret, I had a lot of issues in terms of blending, trying to keep the pigment there. And I see that because I'm gonna zoom you in here, and you can see that here, there's no eyeshadow there. Or here, there's no eyeshadow in the inner corner. And there's no actually eyeshadow out over here. There's something with the darker shades, for whatever reason, it's just not sticking to my eyelids. My eyelids are not oily by any means. They're not watery today. I don't have any sort of discomfort with these eyeshadows, so I know it's not eye irritation. So I don't really understand why they're leaving my face. The other thing that really fucking bummed me out is the amount of fallout with this palette. Between this and Dark Magic, holy shit. But especially with this one, I felt like there was just like a cast of just someone punched the fucking shit out of my face, and it wasn't easy to clean. So again, this palette's very messy. This shimmer shade, this one in particular on camera, one, it really didn't show up with any pigment. I had to spray the brush and then layer it on about 10 times for it to show up a decent color. But it was also kind of chunky, where I felt like little flakes were hitting my face. So I've never experienced that with Morphe shimmer shades before. I find it very difficult to believe that this quality is very similar to the original Jaclyn Hill palette. So based off of that, if you were just gonna buy this one, I don't know, I don't think it's really that good. And it kind of sucks because I've seen Jaclyn's video, which if you don't know her, I'll link her channel down below. She actually had a good experience with the palette. She created a really beautiful look. And I was actually really hopeful that I was gonna have that experience. Oh, and I believe she actually purchased that palette through Morphe. And Helica, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what you said, that you purchased it through Morphe. I think. I don't remember. I think like what I created was okay. It doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't last that long, which is really strange because I feel like I had such a crazy ass amazing experience with this one in terms of like it lasting. I don't know. There's like inconsistencies between the palettes, which makes me really not excited to try fucking Bling Boss because I'm just afraid that it's just going to be another shit show palette. I don't know. Honestly, so far I'm having a lot of mixed feelings about these palettes, and it's unfortunate because I love the original so much. And honestly, I'm a little bummed out that it's not really going the way that I wanted to. Not every shade is bad. There are some really, you know, good shades that I feel like they're on par with the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's just getting overshadowed by all the ones that are just not working. And that sucks. And it's unfortunate. So I don't know. All right, we have one more fucking palette and then we can be done with this goddamn series, and then we can move on to other fucking more eyeshadow palettes. So by the way, I have so many goddamn eyeshadow palettes coming. Like I bought a lot. Like a lot. Like an obscene amount of eyeshadow. I don't know why. I keep saying, oh, it's good at the YouTube, but no, I think it's because I'm a hoarder. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. And follow me on Instagram. I don't know. By the way, guys, keep tagging me in fun stuff. A bunch of you guys have been tagging me in that Tarte pineapple eyeshadow thing, and I know it's gonna suck. I just have a feeling. But I'm gonna buy it anyway. Why? Because it's a fucking pineapple and I need to have it on top of my dresser. I'm excited to waste some money. How about you guys? I guess I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.